Have you ever wondered what really happens when you finally stop answering a narcissist's calls, messages, and manipulations? What happens when you choose silence over chaos, peace over control? No contact is one of the most powerful ways to break free from a narcissist's grip. And if you've ever been in a toxic relationship, you probably understand that it's not an easy step to take. It takes a great deal of strength to decide to completely cut off communication, especially when the narcissist has spent so long making you believe that you need them or that they are an essential part of your life. When you finally decide to go no contact, you're taking back your power and setting firm boundaries that protect your mental and emotional health. But the question is, how do narcissists react when you go no contact for a long period of time? At first, it might seem like silence truly is golden. You're no longer dealing with their manipulation, emotional ups and downs, or endless drama. But here's the thing about narcissists. They don't handle losing control very well. In their world, everything revolves around them. And when their target, the person they've been feeding off emotionally, suddenly removes themselves from the picture, it sends a shockwave through their reality. Narcissists depend on attention, validation, and control. So when that supply is suddenly cut off, they have a hard time adjusting. In the beginning, a narcissist might pretend that they don't care. They'll act as if your decision to go no contact doesn't bother them at all. They might even post on social media or talk to mutual friends about how great they're doing, how they've moved on, and how your absence hasn't affected them in the slightest. Of course, this is nothing more than a facade. Narcissists are masters at pretending and putting on a show, and they'll often try to make it look like they're completely fine. This is especially true if they think you're watching. They want you to believe that you made the wrong decision, that they're thriving without you, and that you should regret cutting them off. But behind the scenes, things look very different. When a narcissist doesn't get the reaction they're hoping for, when their attempts to provoke you or break your silence fail, they start to feel the loss of control deeply. Narcissists can't stand feeling irrelevant, and when you stop giving them your attention and energy, they feel exactly that, irrelevant. The longer you stay in no contact, the more they begin to panic, even if they don't show it outwardly. You see, narcissists have a constant need for validation that goes far beyond what most people require in normal relationships. They are always trying to fill an emptiness inside themselves, and they do that by controlling and manipulating those around them. When you take that away from them, they experience a deep sense of emptiness, and that's when things can get tricky. If you've been no contact with a narcissist for a long time, they'll often try various methods to get your attention again. One common tactic is called hoovering. Hoovering happens when the narcissist tries to suck you back into their world, just like a vacuum. This might happen through an unexpected message or phone call where they act like everything is fine and attempt to start a casual conversation as if nothing ever happened. They might even pretend that they've changed or that they've suddenly realized the mistakes they made in the relationship. They'll say all the right things, play the victim, and try to convince you that things would be different this time if you just gave them another chance. This is classic narcissistic behavior. It's important to remember that they haven't truly changed. They just want to regain the control they lost when you went no contact. When they realize their manipulation isn't working anymore, they can start to get desperate. This might lead to more intense forms of hoovering, such as trying to guilt trip you or make you feel responsible for their emotional state. They might say things like, "I can't believe you left me like that," or "I've been so miserable since you've been gone." The goal is to tug at your heartstrings and make you feel guilty enough to reply. If that doesn't succeed, narcissists might switch to anger. They'll begin to lash out because they can't handle the fact that they're not in control anymore, and that's something narcissists simply can't stand. They might start sending angry messages, accusing you of abandoning them, or even spreading rumors about you to mutual friends or on social media. This is their way of trying to regain some sense of power over the situation. If they can't get you to break no contact through guilt or manipulation, they'll try to do it through intimidation or chaos. Narcissists thrive on disorder, and when they feel like they're losing control, they often stir up drama just to pull you back into the emotional storm. But here's where it gets interesting. If you stay strong and keep your boundaries, continuing no contact, the narcissist eventually begins to see that their usual tricks aren't working anymore. At this point, they may enter what's often called a narcissistic collapse. This happens when they're forced to face the harsh truth that they've lost control, and that their typical ways of manipulating people no longer have any effect. For a narcissist, this realization is devastating. Their entire sense of identity depends on the belief that they can influence, control, or manipulate others. When that illusion shatters, it feels like their whole world is falling apart. During this phase, they might go into full victim mode, telling anyone who will listen how much you've hurt them and how they're actually the one who's been wronged. They could seek new sources of validation, quickly trying to find someone else to fill the emptiness you left behind. But deep down, they're still wrestling with the painful truth that they no longer have power over you. For some narcissists, this can even lead to depression or a kind of identity crisis. They've become so used to defining themselves through their ability to control others that without that control, they don't know who they really are. However, it's crucial to remember that no matter how much the narcissist struggles with losing that control, it is not your job to help them through it. Narcissists have a way of making you believe you're responsible for their emotions or well-being, but the reality is that their inability to handle no contact is a reflection of their own inner issues, not yours. By staying no contact, you're safeguarding yourself from further manipulation and giving yourself the time and space to truly heal. At the end of the day, the way a narcissist reacts to prolonged no contact might vary from person to person, but one thing is always the same: they don't handle it well. Whether they try to hoover you back in, lash out in anger, or collapse into self-pity, their ultimate goal never changes. They want to regain control. But by holding firm to your boundaries and refusing to engage, you're breaking free from their endless cycle of manipulation and finally creating space for peace and recovery. In the end, going no contact with a narcissist is not about revenge or proving a point. It's about protecting your peace and taking control of your life again. Narcissists may try everything they can to pull you back, from pretending they've changed to trying to make you feel guilty or afraid. But every time you stay strong and don't respond, you're teaching yourself that your well-being matters more than their need for control. No contact gives you the chance to heal, rebuild your confidence, and remember who you are without their influence. The silence that once felt difficult eventually becomes your strength, and the distance you keep becomes the space where you finally find freedom, clarity, and peace within yourself.